All right, so I'll be totally honest with you guys. I completely forgot that Friday was the Steelers' first preseason game. There's just been a lot of stuff that's been going on with me personally, and it kind of got away from me. So I actually just got done watching the game on replay, and I'll just come on down here and give a quick synopsis of it real quick. But then again, I mean, it's preseason, so I'm not going to give like you know, a full on analysis of it. I'm just going to come on here and give my thoughts and about what I saw. What's going on, everybody? I'm back with another video. As always, do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, follow on Instagram. Link is in the box below. Texans win it 20-12. And before I get it out of the way, I have to heavily emphasize this. It seems like I have to say this every year with preseason, but there's always those idiots in the comments that go like, "Oh, well, we lost a preseason game," or "Yay, we won a." Guys, here's the thing, okay? Preseason is not about winning or losing games. Okay, because the games are exhibition. Preseason is about seeing what you have in your players, more specifically the players that you drafted or your younger players or your depth pieces. That's what preseason's about. The Steelers could go out there and win 75-0, and I wouldn't be coming out here and pumping it out. Or we could lose 75-0, and I wouldn't be pissed off about it. The games are exhibition. I have to heavily emphasize that. Okay? And you want to know how much it doesn't matter? Because you know what the 2017 Browns and the 2008 Lions both have in common, besides both of them going 0-16? Both those teams also went 4-0 in the preseason. So that tells you right there, winning and losing preseason games doesn't mean anything. I really have to emphasize that, and I really have to stress that. So, no, I'm not mad that we lost the game. Far from it. If this was regular season, I'd be more annoyed, but it's preseason. Anyway, let's get on to it. So, looking at the game, it really didn't seem like I missed a whole lot, or I wasn't able to react to a whole lot. But I did pay attention to more specifically of the offense in this game, because the biggest headline for the Steelers going into the season, obviously, is the offense, and that we got a new offensive coordinator in Arthur Smith, and that we cleared up our quarterback space from last year. So Justin Fields got the start last night, and it was very mediocre. And that's putting it lightly, in my opinion. I mean, he only played like, what, 3 or 4 series. So, yeah, he had limited time, and I'm not going to hold that against him completely. But the times that he was in, he was either really good or really bad. Obviously, he had 2 fumbles on the night, and I really don't assign blame to Fields on either of them, because the first one was a muffed snap, and the second one I put more on Troy Fautanu. Yeah, I know fumbles are really kind of misconstrued nowadays in the NFL, because you got to look at the context of it. But I'm not going to put both those fumbles really on Justin Fields at all. And no, I'm not going to sit down here and say, "Oh, Troy Fautanu's a bust because because of that fumble." He's a rookie, guys. Lay off of him. It's a rookie mistake. If it's a recurring theme that's later in his career, then it's going to become an issue, but I'm going to forgive him for now for it. Fields did have a couple of nice throws, and he did actually have a perfect opening drive, but like I said, he was limited. Didn't lead the Steelers to any points, but like I said, it's preseason. You just want to see what you have in it. I think that if Fields played longer, he probably could have led the Steelers to a scoring drive, but it is what it is. O-line altogether, up and down. There were times where they were opening up holes, more specifically with Zach Frazier and Broderick Jones. I thought that they did okay, nothing amazing, but, for Zach Frazier playing in the league for the first time, I thought he was okay. And Troy Fautanu the same. He had a couple of nice blocks on the night. The offense was able to move up the field a little bit after a little bit of a rough start, but like I said, it's a rookie experience. It's a growing experience. It's learning and developing. I'm not too worried about it. So let's just, take it week by week with Fatanu and Frazier. Um, Josh Allen, Kyle Allen came in the second quarter, actually, and he played the rest of the game. So really the thing that I have to question about this is that if you were going to put Kyle Allen in the game, why not just have them split time? Like Justin Fields plays the first half and then Kyle Allen comes in and plays the second half. I mean, that's just Mike Tomlin right there. He makes things harder than what they should have been, you know? So that way you could get Zach Frazier in more time at center. Then you could put Broderick Jones at left and Troy Fatano at right some more. And then have Kyle Allen just play the entire second half. But again, Mike Tomlin, we know that he makes things harder than they should be, but I digress. I mean, if it was just an experimental thing in the first half, then I can understand that. But if that's how it's going to be in the regular season, then it just doesn't make any kind of sense at all. But anyway, Kyle Allen came in and he led the Steelers to 12 points on the night. And Steelers could have tied the game, actually, if that pass on 4th and goal was just a little more accurate. So really the Steelers could have tied the game. Connor Hayward had the touchdown, and then Kyle Allen also had a pretty nice drive where he where he got a couple of first downs, and Calvin Austin III's route running was really crisp as well. So overall, I think the offense was an improvement from what we've seen recently, obviously under Matt Canada, because it's just not the same run, 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 pass, pass, run, 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 pass, pass BS that we're accustomed to. I think Arthur Smith had a pretty good scheme. We saw players being used the right way. We saw the Steelers attacking the middle of the field. And the best thing of all, this last night was the most I've seen the Steelers use play action and pistol than last year combined. That's saying something right there. So yeah, Arthur Smith, I think, is already an upgrade over Matt Canada. But then again, if last year taught me anything, it's that you don't take preseason too seriously, because we know how the Steelers did in preseason last year. So I'm just going by observing it. So let's hope that Arthur Smith can continue this, and maybe that can translate into regular season success. But overall, I liked how the offense was able to be used right, and that the middle of the field was being attacked and there was a good scheme. I just think that there's a couple of patch-up works that the Steelers need to do offensively, and they need to find some consistency. As far as the defense goes, I'm not going to pound them on it. Aside from that 34-yard touchdown pass from C.J. Stroud to Tank Dell on 8, where Tank Dell broke like, 2 or 3 tackles. I'm not going to get too onto that, because 2 of those 3 tackles that he broke were from like depth players, but one of them was Landon Roberts. And when Landon Roberts is expected to be a regular starter for us and he's getting broke on a tackle right there, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just overthinking it a little bit. But again, if that's just one bad play by the defense, I can live with it. But really, other than that, I think the defense had some really good highlights for the night. Corey Trice, he was able to play. The story with him, he missed all of last year with his injury, but when he played last night, he looked pretty good. He had a couple tackles for losses. He was making plays. I think he did pretty good. But the edge, I thought, was great. That's just been our bread and butter over the past several seasons. The edge continues to be great. DeMarvin Leal got a sack. Moon got a sack, which I thought was really good. There were passes being defended. Front 7 altogether with the pressure, I thought was just real consistent. But there's just those plays that they need to finish up on. That's another thing that the defense has had trouble with, that they really haven't, finished a whole lot of tackles and a whole lot of plays lately. So that's still, an area of concern right there. But still, I mean, there's time to fix that up. But I think Peyton Wilson was the star of the defense last night. I really liked what I saw from Peyton Wilson. He was getting plays for losses, tackles for losses. He was physical. He was all over the field. He was covering great. Just a really good start for Peyton Wilson, man. I really like what I saw from him, and let's hope that it continues and that he can become a starter come regular season. So, yeah, those are really just my general thoughts. I'm going to have to look at the schedule. I'll probably just have a pin in the comments below about when our next preseason game is, and hopefully I can come on here and give another recap of that. But yeah, those are just my thoughts of the preseason game for the Steelers. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I'm Mac, checking on out for the day. Have a good one, everybody.